For nearly 100 years, there has been a tradition in downtown Franklin. Today, a city, a staff, and many loyal customers are hoping that tradition hasn't just met an abrupt end. News Channel 5's Forrest Sanders explains.
There are some who love going to the 5 Points Post Office in downtown Franklin because of three familiar faces behind the counter.
You know, that doesn't hurt. Like I said, we're very entertaining.
Left to right, that's Dee Dee Bumpus, Paulette Johnson, and Trinka Dykes.
It's not just a community post office. We have fun.
It is a character fest.
This building opened as post office in 1925, and it still has the original P.O. boxes that it did back then. I know the box numbers, and I know who belongs to them.
But come into the 5 Points Post Office today, and you won't find Dee Dee, Paulette, or Trinka. You'll find this, and a sign redirecting you to another post office.
Corporate post office had us put slips in the box that said we will be closing for good on June 30th. And by golly, that's what they've done. And they have no intentions of reopening.
People stop me and want to know, you still work at the post office? Well, I did.
This is a contract postal unit, meaning an owner runs it for a contract period. A statement from the U.S. Postal Service says in part, in the case of the leased facility, the lessor chose not to renew the lease. We talked to that lessor, Jeff Nichols, who told us he gave us notice back in January that he'd be leaving later in the year, and he thought someone else would take over. He says there were people interested, trying to reach corporate to apply.
This is an institution, warm and sentimental, and I just hate to see it go.
Franklin Mayor Ken Moore is hoping a new owner will be brought on board.
The city is very, very interested in continuing to have a postal unit there. We think it adds to the vibrancy of downtown, but also it's a service to our businesses and our citizens that live downtown.
If that happens, three familiar faces say they'll be back.
I've committed to it and said, you know, if we reopen, I'm with you.
I'm Forrest Sanders, News Channel 5.
Dee Dee tells us as the plan goes right now, box holders will no longer get mail at this 5 Points location. She says a lot of their regulars are still learning this news.